Before this world belonged to the mammals dominating the land, it was once the kingdom of creatures bearing ancient scales. The traces of that prehistoric era have not vanished at all to this day. Hiding deep within jungles, rivers, and isolated islands, the reptilian lineage resiliently survives, carrying memories of millions of years. Monitor lizards and Komodo dragons, the surviving prehistoric phantoms. Monitor lizards have spread and expanded across continents on Earth, living flexibly between water and land, perfectly adapting to every environmental boundary. Meanwhile, the Komodo dragon has chosen an entirely different path. Isolated on a few small islands, it sustains survival not through expansion, but through gigantic size and sheer strength. Two creatures, two completely opposite evolutionary directions. One side survives resiliently through flexible adaptation, while the other stands firmly through absolute dominance in a closed territory. Despite differences, both monitor lizards and Komodo dragons remind us that creation has never forgotten those who once ruled, but instead kept them. The monitor lizard has never impressed onlookers with a gigantic size, but instead conquers all with a body structure optimized for endurance. A slender body, strong legs, and a thick tail help it move steadily across all terrains. From slippery riverbanks to hot, dry forest floors, every step is extremely firm. Its forked tongue constantly flicking in and out of the oral cavity is not meant as a threat, but serves as an advanced tool to sense the world. Thanks to a highly specialized olfactory organ, the monitor lizard easily reads every trace of food, enemies, or surrounding weather changes. For this species, intelligence gathering is always more important than breakout speed. The monitor lizard is truly a master of the art of natural adaptation. A diverse diet allows it to thrive in various types of environments, from humid swamps, riverside forests, to vast ecological regions. Without needing to claim the central spot, the monitor lizard quietly plays a regulatory role, maintaining stability for the ecosystem. The monitor lizard never hunts based on running speed, but instead subdues prey with astonishing patience. They move slowly, frequently stopping to observe every minor vibration of the surrounding scenery. When the perfect moment arrives, the monitor lizard approaches with extreme caution, thoroughly utilizing the element of surprise and experience rather than brute force. Amidst a wild world full of dangers, the monitor lizard is always forced to keep a safe distance from potential risks. Fierce competition from large predators, climate fluctuations, and seasonal factors require them to flexibly adjust behavior. The monitor lizard's survival lies in its wise ability to evade, adapt, and maintain a stable living rhythm. Amidst the silent space of the quiet riverside forest, a long, sluggish movement begins to manifest clearly. The king cobra appears without a sound, yet instantly, completely alters the rhythm of the entire surrounding environment. Its majestic, upright posture and intensely focused gaze compel all nearby creatures to immediately become wary. The surrounding space suddenly thickens as two creatures bearing ancient breaths face each other directly. The monitor lizard instantly halts, lowering its body close to the ground, its cold eyes fixed unblinkingly on the target ahead. The king cobra rears its upper body upright, maintaining absolute distance. There is absolutely no haste. This is a moment of intensely tense probing. As the stifling tension gradually dissolves into the atmosphere, the lush green forest returns to its time-honored rhythm. The monitor lizard quietly turns to retreat, while the king cobra slowly lowers its body and vanishes into the dense foliage. There is no arrogant victor, nor a loser. Only nature's fragile balance remains. The monitor lizard's true strength has never lain in violent confrontation moments, but resides in its ability to control the surrounding living space. A durable body, sharp senses, and supreme memory of territory help it thoroughly stay away from unnecessary risks. Patience is the most enduring weapon, helping the monitor lizard endure through time. Yet, not every descendant bearing that ancient blood chooses the path of silent concealment. In another land, surrounded by ocean and with strictly limited living space, evolution has turned in a completely opposite direction. From the same primitive foundation, the Komodo dragon emerges like a magnified version, where strength dominates the entire ecosystem. The Komodo dragon makes a strong impression at first glance with its massive shape, but what few understand lies in how that body operates. Thick muscles are not designed for breakout speed, but serve enduring strength and space-controlling capability. Every heavy footstep is an optimal conservation of energy for the island environment. The Komodo dragon's forked tongue is not merely for probing the atmosphere, but to sketch a vivid scent map around it. Thanks to that extremely subtle chemical sensing capability, it can orient accurately from a very far distance. Amidst the isolated space of the island, reading invisible traces holds life or death significance. Contrary to the image of a predator always proactively launching overwhelming attacks, the Komodo dragon spends most of the day merely observing and waiting. It thoroughly understands nature's movement rhythm, comprehending when is appropriate to appear and when to stand completely still. That patience is the evolutionary product within a closed ecosystem. The Komodo dragon does not merely exist in space. It memorizes every detail of that space. Familiar trails, safe resting areas, or active zones are securely retained in long-term memory. Few would suspect that this deep territorial memory helps the Komodo dragon maintain stable order on the island, minimizing all disruptions. The Komodo dragon is never aggressive without cause or through blind instinct. Their temperament is solidly shaped by extreme vigilance and clear self-awareness of their status. In the world of isolated small islands, every individual maintains a certain distance. When that sacred boundary is violated, silent observation immediately transforms into warning signals. Two Komodo dragons slowly stop at just the right distance to sense each other with all senses. The surrounding space suddenly seems to slow down, every movement becoming clearer than ever. Gazes lock tightly together, bodies tense up, the ground feeling as though it holds its breath. The presence of the rival is enough to disrupt the area's order. The fragile distance is finally erased in the blink of an eye as two giant bodies hurl at each other, creating a flurry of rapid movements. Each turn, each close approach, carries the 1,000-pound weight of territory and instinct. The ground shakes violently under heavy footsteps. This is the moment when primordial strength and willpower are pushed to their peak. As the violent clashes gradually subside, the Komodo dragon returns to its characteristic somber, calm demeanor. Not every life or death clash aims to alter power order. Sometimes they merely occur to affirm that boundaries must be respected. Strength on an isolated island lies in the ability to maintain long-term balance. The monitor lizard has never needed to become the center of attention to affirm its self-worth amidst nature. Its silent presence, superb flexible adaptability, and ecological regulatory role have made it an immensely durable link. Though rarely receiving major attention, those slow footsteps help prevent the wild rhythm from fracturing. The Komodo dragon does not represent widespread expansion, but stands as proof of complete and proud existence within harsh limits. On isolated islands amidst the ocean, it carries the heroic silhouette of an ancient world, where physical strength and iron discipline walk hand in hand to protect life through the ages. The Komodo dragon's presence conveys a profound message that nature not only constantly moves forward, but also cherishes and preserves the majestic memories that once ruled Earth at its dawn. They are living monuments showing how peak adaptation can create magnificent biological masterpieces within closed subregions. Closing the epic about prehistoric descendants, the journey of monitor lizards and Komodo dragons continues to echo across distant wildernesses and remote islands. Though times change and the modern world spins with development, those primitive symbols still proudly endure eternally, testifying to the eternal power of evolution and the fierce will to survive. Needing neither wind-shredding speed nor the element of surprise, the Cape buffalo advances in an extremely solid, tightly closed formation. Individuals voluntarily stand side by side, sharp horns pointing outward, forming an almost impenetrable unified block. This is not the might of a lone individual, but the absolute power of the spirit of unity. On this harsh savanna, there are creatures that need no competition to be recognized by all. The Cape buffalo survives and stands firm through enduring grit and iron discipline. As the mighty herd passes, the surrounding life seems to slow down, not out of panicked fear, but because every observer implicitly understands this is a formidable force. The Cape buffalo extremely rarely moves in a scattered or solitary manner. Every step of theirs falls strictly within the strict order of the herd, where the strongest individuals proactively keep to the outer ring, while the calves are safely shielded right in the middle. Requiring no clear shouting signals, the formation still automatically self-adjusts, reflecting complete discipline. What makes the Cape buffalo's formidable trademark lies not merely in its massive physique or sturdy curved horns. Their most terrifying strength is a tenacious grit that is never easily shaken. When facing imminent danger, they do not panic and scatter at all, but bravely stand firm in place, turning steadfastness into an ultimate weapon. From the edges of the boundless space, looming shapes begin to emerge under the sunlight. A pride of lions appears amidst a tense, silent atmosphere, moving slowly, yet carrying a ruthless calculation. Gnawing hunger makes every sense sharper than ever, and cold gazes begin meticulously probing the solid formation ahead. The pride patiently advances through slow footsteps, narrowing the distance to the maximum without any haste. Every movement is pressed low to the ground, cleverly blending into the dry grass and dim twilight. There is no impulsive rush, only an extreme patience honed by hunger as the whole pride awaits the perfect moment. Facing the mounting pressure every minute, the buffalo herd still maintains an unyielding defensive formation without a single gap. Their confidence has never come from speed or cunning, but stems from primordial strength forged through blood bond cohesion. Each individual stands shoulder to shoulder, creating a living wall where collective belief serves as a sturdy shield. The fragile distance is finally completely erased. The pressure suppressed over a long time erupts violently in a single fateful moment. The pride instantly spreads its formation wide, each sharp gaze locking onto a target. Responding to the challenge, the buffalo herd still stands tall in place, not a single step retreating before the gates of death. Yet, creation is sometimes harsh when primordial strength must bow before persistent hunger and cold calculation. The group coordination pressure is unleashed at the perfect moment. The defensive formation is forced to close in, and the balance of victory ultimately tilts toward the lions. The hunt concludes in a heavy silence, proving that patience sometimes surpasses strength. As the tense atmosphere gradually dissolves into nothingness, the rest of the Cape buffalo herd resumes its journey. The formation is swiftly re-established completely, steps calm yet completely without disorder. Life out there never stops just because of a painful loss. With the Cape buffalo, survival continues with iron discipline and the grit to overcome adversity. Even in peaceful times without direct confrontation, the Cape buffalo still has to constantly struggle living under the harsh pressure of the natural environment. Water sources dry up, changing with each season. Grasslands wither under the scorching sun and wind, forcing every movement to be carefully calculated. Survival is not merely standing firm, but the relentless, flexible adaptation. Wildlife rarely allows any creature to let its guard down even for a split second. Every individual in the herd consciously shoulders the role of observing, sniffing the wind direction, and tracking all surrounding movements. That vigilance does not stem from cowardly panic, but is the result of hard-earned experience accumulated over the years, where a momentary lapse can cost a life. For the proudly mature Cape buffaloes, the greatest pressure lies not in personal hazards, but weighs heavily upon the responsibility of protecting the entire herd. That is the duty of maintaining formation, safely shielding vulnerable calves, and upholding order while moving. Collective strength truly manifests only when each member voluntarily shoulders their share of work, day after day, without slacking. From the distance, slender and agile figures suddenly appear, moving at blinding speed and strictly obeying rigorous order. The wild dog pack does not charge in to overwhelm with massive body weight, but conquers targets through peak coordination art and wind-shredding speed. That presence brings a smoldering yet persistent pressure, reminding all species of unfathomable hazards. Wild dogs survive and master the savanna, thanks to astonishingly smooth coordination. They move flexibly without needing clear shouting signals, reading each other's positions solely through running rhythms and sharp gazes. The strength of this creature lies entirely in discipline, lightning speed, and the ability to maintain relentless pressure, turning unity into an ultimate weapon. This time, the wild dog pack has made a bold decision. Their sharp gazes turn toward the Cape buffalo herd, meticulously calculating each movement rhythm, distance, and the opponent's cohesion. This is absolutely not blind recklessness, but a scientific calculation based on speed, coordination tactics, and slim opportunity. Sometimes, choosing the right target matters more than sheer strength. The distance is choked off from multiple directions at once as the wild dogs spread out to encircle, forming a flexible arc, continuously shifting positions to probe reactions. The Cape buffalo immediately tightens formation, horns pointed outward, step by step maintaining rhythm. This is the ultimate clash between tactics and discipline, where every movement carries the weight of deciding fate. Amidst those hasty and chaotic movement rhythms, the solid defensive formation suddenly stretches in a brief moment of negligence. An unfortunate buffalo is immediately isolated from the safe protective ring, falling into a trajectory with no way out. The relentless pressure tightens the encirclement, and the outcome is sealed. Just a single out-of-sync beat is enough to alter the fate of an entire confrontation. The Cape buffalo's strength has never been something to question in the wild world. The muscular body, sharp horns, and steely will never to back down have helped them stand firm through countless storms. Yet natural laws are always fair. The greater the power and might, the heavier the price to pay to maintain it, closely tied to constant risks. For the mighty Cape buffaloes, lethal hazards sometimes come not only from cold-blooded predators, but stem directly from their core position and role in the herd formation. The brave individuals standing guard on the outer ring must always face the front line of all perilous trials. Accepting to hold firm positions also means facing the highest risks of survival. The Cape buffalo has never survived based on resounding victory moments, but rises through the enduring grit of standing firm through countless trials by nature. Their grand strength is crystallized from mutually sharing bitterness, enduring, and adapting together. Amidst this harsh land, the herd leaves behind a deep truth. Unity cannot completely erase risks, but it allows life to continue. As the brilliant red sunset begins to stain across the immense savanna, the Cape buffalo herd leisurely walks along the familiar path. The resounding thuds of their footsteps striking the arid ground echo steadily, blending into nature's eternal symphony. New challenges will await tomorrow, but their steely spirit will forever be an immortal monument. Gazing upon that proudly receding silhouette, disappearing toward the horizon, one understands that silent power needs no boasting through roars or explosive aggression. It is built from courage, silent sacrifice for the collective, and an unyielding will that never collapses. The Cape buffalo stands as the most vivid proof of the heroic truth of wild Africa. The cheetah is nature's masterpiece, created with the sole purpose of reaching the pinnacle of maximum speed. Every stride it takes is a flawless blend of explosive power and absolute precision. It needs no majestic roar, nor any display of power, using wind-shredding speed alone to determine its future across the vast savanna. In a fierce land, where every passing second decides the boundary between life and death, the cheetah becomes a living symbol of the power of time. Just a few bursts of breath are enough to trigger a chase that makes the grass tremble gently. In this savanna, speed is not merely a biological advantage, but the sole path to sustaining life. The savanna never forgives any carelessness. For every step brings countless lurking dangers. Here, life is constantly and harshly tested by instantaneous choices. For the cheetah, every movement holds vital meaning. It does not run to compete for victory, but runs to prove it belongs to this land. The entire body of the cheetah is perfectly designed and optimized for pure speed. Its flexible and resilient spine acts like a giant spring, making every leap more powerful than ever. As it charges forward, muscle fibers work in seamless harmony to produce astonishing strides, affirming the pinnacle of evolution. The cheetah's long, fluid tail acts just like a flexible rudder, helping it maintain perfect balance when suddenly changing direction at high speeds. In decisive moments, just a slight tilt of the tail instantly adjusts its center of gravity, allowing it to sustain dangerous speeds while completely avoiding slips or falls that could cause injury. The cheetah's eyes bear a characteristic cold look, with two black streaks running from the corners of its eyes down its cheeks. These natural black marks help minimize the glaring sunlight and heighten sharp focus when observing prey. Thanks to this superb tracking ability, the cheetah locks onto its target from afar and makes decisions in the blink of an eye. Thompson's gazelle herds scatter across the grasslands, their keen ears always turned in all directions to watch for danger. Just a minor unusual sound is enough to make the entire herd erupt into a torrent of panic. Those slender creatures understand well that a single moment of negligence is enough to turn them into targets for speed predators. The cheetah slowly lowers its body close to the ground, patiently advancing toward the gazelle herd with steps so light they produce almost no sound. Every movement is calculated with extreme care and precision. Its cold gaze fixes tightly on a young calf lagging behind the herd, waiting for the most flawless moment to strike. When the decisive moment arrives, the atmosphere is torn apart by a powerful, explosive leap. The cheetah accelerates so fast that the ground seems only able to kick up a cloud of dust right behind its paws. The terrifying velocity makes it hard for the naked eye to track the movement. It all happens in just a few seconds, making the entire savanna feel as though it stopped breathing. The young gazelle dashes away in panicked despair, constantly making sharp, zigzag turns to seek a fragile chance of survival. Even after successfully bringing down its prey, the cheetah's body still has to intensely struggle against its own physiological limits. Its heart beats heavily at a dangerous frequency, and bursts of hot breath escape in a rush. It is forced to restrain itself, slumping down to pant and cool its body before completely exhausting on the vast grassland. While the cheetah is still sitting panting beside its newly won prize, movements begin to appear in the distant sky. Dark circles emerge against the pale blue sky, soaring and circling in a familiar cue from nature. Sharp-eyed vultures quickly recognize the predator's exhaustion, swooping down on air currents carrying a new opportunity. The vultures perch at a safe distance, their sharp eyes observing every minor movement of the cheetah. They show no rush or impatience, for the ultimate weapon of vultures is endless patience. They wait until the cheetah regains its composure and leaves, only then moving in to enjoy the remainder of the survival feast. When the vultures have finished their work, and the sky regains its inherent calm, the savanna shifts to an entirely different rhythm. In a more peaceful, hidden corner of the golden grass, life is nurtured again in the quietest way. A mother bows her head to affectionately lick her cub's soft fur, opening a new chapter full of hope. The journey of raising cubs is far more arduous and harsh than hunts out on the grass. The mother cheetah is forced to hide her cubs in dense bushes for weeks on end. Any sound or minimal movement from the little ones can attract the gazes of dangerous enemies, like lions or leopards always lurking. Yet the vast savanna never maintains a peaceful rhythm forever. While the mother and cubs are still seeking a safe shelter, a muscular golden shadow quietly detaches from the authoritative lion pride. That fragile moment dictates the natural order. The young cub fails to escape in time, closing a quiet life cycle amidst the endless earth and sky. The fortunate cubs that survive begin to stumble in running practice while their tiny legs are still trembling. Every clumsy tumble or naive slip is a valuable lesson the savanna forces them to deeply engrave in their hearts. They chase each other through the grass, not just for play, but to hone the reflexes that will decide their existence in this unpredictable land. The mortality rate of young cheetah cubs is extremely high, facing countless traps of nature. The solitary mother must shoulder the full responsibility of hunting, protecting, moving unceasingly, and evading all lurking hazards around. The survival of each fragile individual stands as proof of the extraordinary effort of the brave mother on the grassland. One day, an unexpected incident occurs when a young antelope accidentally strays away from the herd's protection in a brief second of carelessness. That short moment is enough to awaken all the sharp hunting instincts of the mother cheetah. No threatening growl, just a cold gaze sweeping across the grass, making a silent decision carrying the weight of 1,000 pounds. The lightning-fast chase officially begins as both burst forward at dizzying speeds. The cheetah streaks away like a blazing golden streak, while the young antelope makes continuous flexible turns to fight for its life. All those intense movements form a mental duel between natural reflexes and maximum precision in the immense space. The decisive pounce takes place in a flash with immense power. As the prey collapses, the savanna suddenly sinks into a solemn moment of silence, as if acknowledging the triumph. Yet for the cheetah, this is not merely a meal to satisfy hunger, but the inevitable result honed through millions of years of evolution in perseverance. Not stopping there, the cheetah also holds an extremely vital ecological role in controlling antelope populations on the savanna. By targeting weak or diseased individuals, they contribute to weeding out and maintaining the health of the broader herd. Thanks to their presence, the savanna can preserve a sustainable state of natural balance. Rising above the title of a mere symbol of pure speed, the cheetah is the crucial bridge circulating energy levels across the entire ecosystem. Their prosperous existence directly reflects the health of the entire land. A savanna featuring the cheetah is a place that maintains a wild heartbeat, where all species share the dance of survival. Closing a challenging cycle beneath a blazing sunset, the image of the proud cheetah striding across the savanna concludes the epic of willpower. Without loud ostentation of strength, they use speed and resilience to write an immortal story for all ages, affirming that amidst harsh nature, perfection is always exchanged for extraordinary efforts. As a new day breaks over the ancient swamp, the still water reflects the misty sky. From beneath the deep mud, a massive body gradually emerges. No extra noise, no rush. Existing since the age of dinosaurs, the crocodile manifests as a creature carrying within itself the great memory of our planet. They lie motionless, their bodies blending with the color of the muddy earth. Outwardly seeming completely stationary, within lies an infinite latent power. Through millions of years, as countless other species came and vanished, the crocodile stands firm as a clear testament that nature only keeps those who know how to adapt perfectly. Before humans appeared on Earth, they swam in the world's first rivers. When the forests were still pristine and rains brought pure life, that silhouette quietly moved between the water and the early morning mist. The crocodile is a living historical piece, connecting the distant past with this volatile present. Nature has never needed to change them, because that body design has reached absolute perfection. A sturdy long body, powerful tail, thick skin like cold steel, and eyes reflecting the endurance of time. Every detail on the body serves a single goal: persistent survival through all harsh eras. Early morning sunlight shines on the rough scales, each bony plate absorbing warmth to transmit powerful energy into the bloodstream. For crocodiles, the sun is the source that nourishes the heartbeat and sustains life. Mother Earth, cool water, and generous light blend together into a unified and extremely harmonious entity. Beneath the deep water, the space is enveloped in an extraordinary silence. Every breath released is very slow and deep, like the persistent heartbeat of the earth itself. There, the silent ruler is observing the entire surrounding world. Needing to prove nothing to anyone, they simply live true to their natural essence. Hiding just beneath the blue water, the crocodile cleverly exposes only its sharp eyes and small nostrils. When the perfect moment strikes, it propels its body upward with an extremely powerful tail swipe. Its whole body darts out of the water at a surprising speed, creating a powerful display of movement amidst the vast and silent swamp. The crocodile's amazing eyes are the perfect tool of the dark. Thanks to a special reflective membrane inside, every movement, even the smallest on the water's surface, is clearly captured. This helps them see through every corner in the dark night, where most other creatures are completely blind and see only pitch black. The tough skin of the crocodile is actually a sturdy natural suit of armor. Just beneath the scales is a small bony system, tasked with both protecting the body and maintaining stable body temperature. When basking in the sun, their bodies absorb and store energy in each skin plate, helping them effectively withstand the harshest weather conditions. Despite possessing a heavy and massive body, crocodiles are extremely agile, both in water and on land. Occupying most of the body length, the tail acts as a perfect paddle, helping them swim gracefully. 4 sturdy legs support them in crawling quickly across muddy flats and moving easily up high slopes. Inside that rough skin is a 4-chambered heart, extremely rare in the reptile world. This wonderful structure helps the blood circulation process occur at maximum efficiency, allowing the body to dive deep underwater for hours while still accumulating enough necessary oxygen. In absolute silence, their life pulse still operates extremely powerfully and persistently. Crocodiles do not act purely based on simple survival instincts. They have an excellent ability to remember the location of every old body of water, the timing of migrating birds, or places that used to have abundant food sources. That sharp memory is the crucial key, helping them never forget their origins and always find their way back to the land they belong to. In the rainy season, when water levels rise to flood wetlands, the female crocodile begins her journey of building a nest using decayed, dry leaves and damp mud. Inside that nest are dozens of eggs arranged very carefully. The patient mother guards for weeks on end, persistently and devotedly, like the very river nourishing the vast land. When the sun rises high and heat begins to spread across the riverbank, it is time for opportunistic seekers to appear. Amidst the arid ground, a dim silhouette moves close to the ground with careful calculation. The aroma of young eggs drifts lightly in the breeze, guiding the traveler close to the carefully hidden nest area. With sharp claws, the intruder begins to dig, each swipe sending dry yellow sand flying under the dazzling sunlight. Instinct tells it that the treasure of life lies right beneath the covering material. In just a brief moment, the pearly white eggs are exposed, becoming the reward nature bestows for patience and the right timing. Other lucky eggs located deeper below are safely protected from greedy claws outside. There, the journey of life continues to quietly take place. The temperature inside the nest will determine the sex of the young, creating a perfect mechanism programmed by nature millions of years ago to maintain balance. The first lessons in life all stem from the protection of the devoted mother. The young learn how to hide cleverly, how to regulate their breathing, and patiently wait for the right moment. Every strange sound echoing in space is a warning of danger. In this swamp world, silence is the only language leading to safety. Growing a bit older, the young crocodiles begin to leave the familiar nest to explore the vast world on their own. Although their bodies are still soft, their eyes already gleam with sharpness and high vigilance. They drift gently on the water, hiding closely beneath the reed beds, listening to every sound to begin walking their separate paths of survival. Through years of natural trials, crocodiles grow to massive sizes, weighing hundreds of kilograms. Their strong jaws contain over 60 sharp teeth, growing alternately like blades. Especially, They have the ability to continuously replace teeth throughout their life cycle, ensuring sharpness never diminishes in any hunt. Reaching proud adulthood, crocodiles begin participating in contests to assert their own territory. The deep roar echoing across the water makes the space seem to shake with every large wave rhythm. The loser chooses to retreat and yield, while the winner officially holds the lush waters filled with warm sunlight and abundant food sources. Standing at the pinnacle of the natural food chain, the crocodile acts as a core symbol of ecological balance. Every action of theirs follows the strict order of creation. When the presence of this species remains stable, water sources are always clear, vegetation thrives well, and an ideal habitat is created for countless other creatures to share. Although sometimes facing the prejudice of being a scary creature, crocodiles are actually silent guardians of the swamp's cleanliness. They clean up leftover food, preventing pathogens from spreading widely in nature. Their slow breaths blend into the heartbeat of the earth and sky, silently protecting life through every fluctuation of time. They hunt fish, turtles, and other small animals, but absolutely never attack without cause or wastefully. Crocodiles only act when survival needs demand it. In this magical natural world, ultimate power is never used for destruction, but to maintain a sustainable order, where the truly strong person knows where to stop. Through countless shocking upheavals in Earth's history, from the extinction of the dinosaurs to the present, crocodiles have resiliently survived without needing to change their core nature. That wonderful steadfastness is the secret helping them become one of the most enduring and authoritative creatures on this entire green planet. As the brilliant twilight falls covering the entire vast swamp space, the crocodile gradually sinks into the cool water, leaving the lake's surface as smooth as glass. Although the outside world constantly changes through the years, they remain there, reminding us that stillness and patience are sometimes the greatest form of life's victory.